Now you can talk.
I guess I'm just geek. Hey y'all, we back. We back. Welcome
Hey everyone.
everyone.
Hey.
Welcome everyone. I'm so happy to be back. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Welcome to Purpose Over Pain podcast. I am your host, Bianca, and today I have a guest here. I always got my other guest, but he off the camera. We got Tone.
I ain't no guest.
Yes,
You,
you are, sir.
I am always
It's been a
here.
while.
I am always
right, right. And then we have the beautiful, beautiful Miss Sensoray. I was going to say Irving.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How
Thank
are
you,
you?
Bianca. I am good. It is Sunday. Hey, you guys. It's Sunday. We are here.
It's the Lord's Day.
We
Hallelujah.
blessed.
Hallelujah.
We are blessed.
But no, this is a wonderful, wonderful day. I definitely thank Miss Ray, I call her. I definitely thank her for joining in today with me. I also wanted to, before we get started, I just wanted to just give just a little rest in peace. For those don't know, my boyfriend passed away 2 years ago today,
here.
and so it's a day, but I'm here and I'm happy, and we making
Surround you
things.
with love,
Absolutely,
nurture.
absolutely.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So today, our topic is going to be minding our Black business. We're going to talk about Black entrepreneurship. If you are watching, if you happen to know a Black entrepreneur, if you are a Black entrepreneur, we would love to hear your thoughts. We would love to hear your input. Tag them in, tag them in. Let's get these views up. All right. So I know that the journey for Black entrepreneurship is not easy, or just entrepreneurship in general. Usually, I believe that when us Black folks decide that we want to own a business or we want to start a business, it's because of something happened. For me, when I decided I wanted to start cooking and start a business, I started it because I lost my job.
Okay.
I have 4 kids. I gotta pay bills. And so my motivation, what we was just listening to, my motivation were my children. Because I didn't necessarily want to get on welfare and all of that, because let's just be honest, that don't pay enough.
Right.
That's not going to take care of my kids and what we need. So that was my motivation. Before we do get into all of that good stuff, I want Ray, can you introduce yourself just a little bit? Give us who you are, what your business is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Again, my name is Sensoray Irvin. But I want to start off by saying thank you to Bianca and congratulations, because I know this podcast has been something that she has talked about for a while. So,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
My name is Sensoray Irvin, and I am the owner of Ray's Resources here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And my organization helps with job opportunities, trainings, and other local resources that we may be in need of. I have been on the back burner for the past couple months, but I am back. I have a few things that is coming up in the works. So I think this is like a perfect timing of how God just places people in your surroundings, because you never know, you know, what's going to
Absolutely.
happen. So thank you, Bianca.
Absolutely. You're
Hey,
welcome. You're
everybody.
welcome. And it's so dope. It's crazy that you're actually here tonight, because you know that we met actually this
Yes.
night.
Yeah.
So it's dope, given the circumstances of today and everything. It's dope that you're here, and I definitely appreciate it. Me and Ray, um we met doing events. I'm gonna keep it. um and we met through a couple of people, with us meeting. unfortunately, some of those people are not still, together or friends or whatever the case may you want to call it. But me and Ray, and a couple others, we stayed close, we stayed friends. I know that Ray is one person that if I need something, I can, I can call, within reason, because I don't just be calling folks just to be calling. Let me get some shit. But I think Ray is a really, really good businesswoman. You're a sound businesswoman. You make good moves. You make calculated steps. You know what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about how you got started. What was your major motivation into starting Ray's Resource?
I started Raise Resources because I feel and I know that I'm very resourceful when it comes to things. My family would host parties, do all type of stuff. People would be like, Ray, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. And I could be like, oh, I know somebody that bakes cake, somebody that cooks, somebody do hair, somebody do nails. And I come from a background of finances. So mortgages and home loans. Did that for a few years, but I'm still helping people, finding stuff, setting up stuff. And my cousin Kenya, shout out to her. She's my nail tech. She like, girl, just start doing your Raise Resources, because I kept saying I'm gonna do it, and I finally did it. I jumped out of just off the porch with Geneva Bird, yes, Geneva Bird and Brittany Blackman. They were like my mentors coming in, who helped me my LLC, like the structuring and stuff. And before I started, and I will tell everyone this now, because as you start your business, have a plan. I was doing so much with Raise Resources. I had a temp agency, I had staff, I had the resource part, but I didn't have like just one thing to focus on, because I was tied to so many other things. And I want to say, find just one niche. Whatever you decide to do, just find just one niche and stick with that, and keep doing whatever you feel that you're gonna do it.
And I think that's the difference between like somebody who's really entrepreneurial. I can't say the word, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Yes. Minded, versus somebody who is just a hustler.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A hustler is somebody who they're out chasing money.
Yes.
They're chasing money. They're going to do whatever they have to do.
And if it's your passion, it's going to come.
It's going to come.
Yes.
Right.
It's going to come naturally.
Right. Exactly. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, I absolutely agree with that. I think for me, like there's a lot of different things that I want to do. I think it's the Pisces in me. I'm creative. So, I have a multitude of things like in my head that I think I want to do.
Right.
But it's like, no, you got to streamline some stuff, and you can't do everything.
See, that's how I was. Like I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna start this project. Then I go to another one. Then I go to another one. But then we got to remember, like, if our cup is not fully filled from what we just keep going on down, we're going to be behind and trying to catch up and not able to complete, what we are destined to do.
Right. Right.
And I'm not saying don't try it, but whatever you start, finish it first. That may not be what you want to do. Okay, fine. Cool. You want to do something else? I had a cleaning company. I did that maybe for a year. Okay. My sister Antoy, she helped me with that. I did that for a year. Guess what? I didn't do it no more. Like, so now I'm like my resource, like that's what I decided to do. So then with the staffing agency, I used to staff group homes, healthcare, and teachers for like daycares and stuff. And it was good money. Don't get me wrong. But I came into the business where it was our society, our generation no longer works like our grandparents and our parents did. They don't stay at jobs for 15 plus years with the benefits and all that. So I have,
because as soon as I'm ready, I get an itch and I want to go. I'm like, you know what? This probably we wearing our welcome. I'm tired of y'all.
Our jobs we have a high turnover rate in certain areas, daycares, group homes, health facilities. And then we also have to remember training. Like everybody doesn't have the etiquette training of either running a business or to be a worker, right?
Right.
Everybody like, I'm just gonna go to work and get a check. They're not
Mhm.
there because that's their passion.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, well, Raise Resources, I want to be that business where we can have the trainings.
Mhm.
I can set them up on job opportunities. I can staff them out and they can get hired.
Mhm.
It was going good. Now I had some bad apples. I had some good apples, right?
Right.
But when people don't want to work, then how am I supposed to be able to continue to prosper? So now I have to revamp and think about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's the pivot.
Yes.
It's the business pivot. You're always, it's always going to be something I think that um that's going to come about in your, in your journey.
Mhm.
And no matter what industry that you're in, that you're going to have to pivot, and you're going to have to, sit back and say, wait a minute. Okay, what are we doing here?
Refocus.
Absolutely.
And come up with another plan.
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
always, in the morning time, I will post 6, 5 o'clock. Like I will constantly post jobs. I will grind.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with that. I think it's just about who's receptive.
Mhm.
And we have to understand, just because we're in Milwaukee may not be my target.
Right.
My target could be Madison or
Right.
Racine.
Mhm.
And so I had to get out of that comfort zone, because I'm like, dang, I got people here that is not even supporting me. Or then I got people that's like cheering me on. I'd be like, what's the
Mhm.
problem? And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, it's not me. It's just
Mhm.
something that I have to change within my business practice to figure out what niche
Who your
that's
your
needed.
target are,
Yes.
right. And that's something that that I think that a lot of us, we start a business, and we automatically think that everybody is going to support us. Everybody that we know is going to be there, and they're going to buy what I'm cooking, and they're going to,
Excuse me.
you know what I'm saying, they're going to support me. And then we get mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we get to those business woes, those, the
What I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, what
Yep.
am I doing wrong? And
Mhm.
sometimes it's really it's not people. You can be my best friend,
Yeah.
and not necessarily purchase anything from me. My food may not just be for you.
And
You
I
know what I'm
always say that.
saying?
And supporting doesn't always mean financially, right?
Mhm.
Supporting could
Mhm.
be, I can refer
Mhm.
somebody to you.
Mhm.
Supporting could be liking and tagging and sharing.
Mhm.
Supporting, showing up to an event
Now,
if you know
okay,
that I'm hosting.
okay, but hold on.
Okay.
Hold on,
Come
though.
on.
Hold on. But we like the monies.
Yes.
We like the
absolutely.
monies.
But see,
So
so if
and
that's the case, if I'm referring somebody,
Mhm.
that's money.
That's money,
You know
right?
what I mean?
And see, like in my industry with the cooking, I wholeheartedly would, like, when I started it,
Mhm.
that was my, I even to this day, I know that I'm not for everybody.
Right.
Everybody may not like my egg roll.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They'll be
Everybody
okay.
may not, and
That's fine.
and I'm fine with that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? However, now I'm fine with that, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to focus on who is for me.
Yep.
So instead of turning that, my people don't support me.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the people that do support you.
Focus on them.
And 9 times out of 10, you got a bigger crowd with the people that do
Yes.
support
Yep.
you than the people that don't support you.
And that's how it's always going to be.
Mhm.
And sooner or later, those that don't support you, they'll
Mhm.
come around.
They'll come around.
And it may be too late. You be on to something else. Because,
Mhm.
I just, time
Mhm.
and essence is always important, especially in business. Things change. People change.
Mhm.
Environments change.
Mhm.
Do what's best for you
Mhm.
and your business. Seek help. A lot of us,
Yeah.
we have a problem in our
Yeah.
culture.
And you know what? And I'm glad you said that, because that was just literally on the top of my head, that a lot of times we jump into this because we think it's going to be an automatic money maker.
Mhm.
We think that it's just going to be all roses, and I'm going to wake up one day
Absolutely
and I'm
not.
going to have my restaurant.
I
and
am
I'm
back
just
at
gonna be
work.
like, shit.
I'm still
you know?
doing my Raise Resources, but I'm back to a
And see,
40-hour
that's the thing.
week.
Right. And because a lot of us do not seek out the education aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that, oh, I have to go back to school in order to own a business or to run a business. However, you do want to get some type of knowledge underneath your belt. You don't want to be doing something and you don't know nothing about business taxes.
Structure.
You don't know and me myself, like I don't know as much as I could know.
Mhm.
I've went through a couple of different programs. Like one I know, shout out to the African American Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah,
They are
I'm a member of
one.
them.
Yep.
They are a blessing because they
Yep.
have connections. If
Mhm.
you are a member, they
Mhm.
send you weekly, daily,
Mhm.
monthly
Yep.
things that could potentially benefit you. With it, it's really good.
Absolutely. Yep. And these are like these programs, like the African American Chamber of Commerce, they have a business program. And I know that I when I was in the class, it was actually right before, like literally we had to stop the class because COVID hit.
Okay.
And then we had to start going remote.
Right.
But this was like a 6-week class. They provide you with, a book, like everything. And it was teaching so much stuff, like you said, Wibig, Brew City Match. That was something
They
else that
super dope.
I was that,
Oh my
yeah,
God. I've been trying to get
I won twice
congratulations. See,
with Brew City
I've been
Match.
trying to get with them.
They are really dope. And I really, I hate that something happened that kind of halted me in all of that, because I felt like, sometimes I feel like I was getting to a certain level, and then that happened, and then I just stopped.
That's how I felt. I had got stagnant in
Mhm.
my business.
Mhm.
I was down. I was depressed. Like I was
Mhm.
stressed because I had went through so much.
Mhm.
The year I got married,
Mhm.
doing new businesses. My father-in-law had just passed. I had
Mhm.
just got married. Is everything was
Mhm.
fresh to me. And then
Mhm.
I had like a whole just a detour to just be like, okay,
Mhm.
you're doing too much. Pump your brakes, sit down,
Mhm.
and get back to doing what you're doing. I was got a feeling like, okay, I can't do this right now. I need to do
Mhm.
this. So I had to regroup. It took me a while
Yep.
to bounce back, but it's why it's very important to have those around you that
Yes.
support you,
Yes.
that love you,
Mhm.
that despise of whatever differences you have, they will
Mhm.
still be there to help you.
Mhm. Mhm.
That wants to see you
Absolutely.
progress, because everybody is not raised on love. Some people are raised on survival.
Mhm.
And that is very in friendships, relationships, business, all that
Mhm.
plays a factor
Mhm.
in who you are
Yep.
and how your business will be run, all that.
Yeah, because then you have to think about, like for me, when I think about supporting black businesses in
Mm-hmm.
our community. And I really want to talk about this because um it's very it gets weird.
Mm-hmm.
It gets weird. And the reason why I say that is because um everybody says, and shout out to my homeboy Tyler with the what is it, Download and Delete podcast.
Okay.
I was just on their podcast last week, and we were kind of talking about how the mentality within this city is
Mm-hmm.
everybody's trying to get something. Everybody's trying to get
But the
something.
thing is, there's enough
There's enough
of
for everything.
everything and
Yes.
everybody. But the thing is,
Mhm.
who working for it?
Exactly.
Who is digging
Mhm.
down, looking for the resources?
Mhm.
Who is referring people?
Mhm. Mhm.
One thing I've learned, I got a college degree. That don't mean nothing.
Mhm.
It's who you know.
Mhm. Yep.
Yes, that paper background is good to have, but it's not always about that.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
about creating friendships, building bonds,
Mhm.
networking, growing, and just supporting other people.
Yeah.
Because it may not be
Yeah.
my time right now. It may
Yeah.
be Bianca's.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we're gonna focus on
Yeah.
Bianca right now, right?
Exactly.
So then maybe a couple months later, a year or two, whenever it may be, now it may be Ray's time.
Mhm. And just
Yeah.
genuinely being happy for somebody. I have as many people that I know, um I've I'm genuinely supportive of everybody. I know people that have gotten restaurants before I've got, food trucks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I always try to make sure that at the end of the day, the people that I know, that they know that I support them. My support comes in, forms of, yes, I purchase what you have, I may share what you have. But before I do actually purchase,
Mm-hmm.
if I don't know you, Like I literally have to watch you.
Right.
Um,
And there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah. I have to watch you
Right.
because I have
Build
to
some
make
type of
sure
connection.
exactly, and I have to make
Mhm.
sure that there's something that the premise behind
It's a
your
purpose.
exactly, and it's something that I actually believe in.
Mhm.
You know, not necessarily something I want. I may have a business or a friend that has a business, and I don't need your,
Right.
whatever. I may not have it.
But I know someone
But
who
I'm still
needs it.
gonna support it
Yep.
because you're my friend and you wouldn't be my friend if your morals weren't
Yep.
intact. So when it comes down to my friends and the way that I deal with them, I try to support y'all. I try to, make sure that it's known that, I got y'all back,
Mhm.
always, Tone, you had something to say? I see you pulled the
I pulled up because I just want to sit up to make sure that I am a part of this conversation. But
yeah.
no, you guys are actually saying a lot of stuff that I would have said anyway. Like for an example, I didn't start this network to make money because anybody who knows me knows in the beginning I was not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I worked with had to tell me what you have needs to have a price to it or
Mm-hmm.
people will take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only
Mm-hmm.
reason why I got to the point when I started charging people. And even then, I had to increase my prices because I started making bills.
Yep.
I tell people this all the time.
Oh, and don't you say
The
you
more
want to
you make,
increase your
the
prices,
more your
shit.
bills become.
Right. I tell people
Your
this all the
lifestyle
time when
changes.
we're sitting
Mhm.
here and we're having the conversations. I say if I could do this for free, I wouldn't charge anybody, but I got
Mhm.
bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you pay me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't make money off of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go back to
But it would be great if you could.
it would
be.
And
It would be
sometimes,
absolutely
and
wonderful.
sometimes you can give that gracious
Yeah, make
courtesy
some
out.
money.
Like,
'Cause then
hey,
once you get
you've been
some-
supporting
make
me
some
for
money,
X,
I
Y,
may
and
be able
Z.
to make
right.
some money.
But that gets back to the point I was going to get to. The thing about it is ever since I started this business, because I have
Mhm.
several of them I've done, but this business, I have made more connections for the people who are on my network
Mhm.
than I've done for myself.
Mhm.
Like I met this beautiful young lady sitting across from you from a podcast she was doing.
Mhm.
So I knew
Mhm.
about Ray's resources long before
Mhm.
she even made it something, before she made it a thing.
Yeah.
So I already knew what her vision was going to be. But because of that, she got connected with other people. Then from her getting connected with other people, got connected with other people
Mhm.
to the point where I met you the first time
Mhm.
at an event she did,
Mhm.
which then made it easier for us to even have the conversation
Mhm.
about you starting your business here. Ty, I've worked with him so long ago. We got stories that we won't tell nobody. That's how long I've known each other. We've known each other, you know. But even then, everything has always been a connection to somebody else. It's to the point
Mhm.
where I sat down one day and I was talking to my brother. I was like, bro, if I want to put on an event, I don't even have to go outside and ask for help.
Yeah.
I have so many people who do so many different things for so many reasons
Mhm.
under my natural umbrella
Yes.
Mhm.
that I could literally put on the biggest event in the city of Milwaukee and never need anybody outside to help
Milwaukee
me.
has so much talent.
So much
here.
talent. So
It's
much
not even
talent.
Like
just
But
we do not give ourselves enough credit.
But it's not
Because-
even because like he said, as far as you knowing somebody, and but you can't do that unless you treat people right.
right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the one thing I love about this business. What I
Mhm.
do, I give a voice to everybody.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I allow people to speak their minds the way they want to speak their minds.
Mhm.
But like every conversation I tell people, you are going to stand on what you said.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you're getting out here and you're putting out a negative imagery because you happen to be going through some things, you're going to stand on what you said in that moment.
In that moment,
Okay.
absolutely.
Now, when you
Mhm.
come out on the other side of it and you was like, you know what, that was an ugly version of me. You make your apologies. You take
Mend.
your lumps that come after it because
Right.
you
Yep.
definitely offended somebody,
Mhm.
or you may have helped somebody get out their situations.
Mhm.
Yes.
When it comes to Black businesses, and I'm not going to be a negative Nancy in regards to it,
Mhm.
but I'm going to talk to both the business owners and the patrons.
Mhm.
Number one, as business owners, because the word black is in front of your business does not make your business any more different than another business.
Absolutely.
And you need to change that mentality.
Absolutely.
If you are a black owned daycare, you should hold yourself to the standards
Yes.
of a normal daycare.
And actually, you should hold your standard a little
A
bit
little
higher.
It's harder for us. We have to
absolutely.
work so much.
Absolutely.
It does. Well, you
Just,
do.
oof.
But there's more red tape and there's more
Yes.
bureaucracy that you have to worry about because the name black is in front of it.
Yes.
It's to the point right now where a black business cannot be successful unless there's a white person somewhere in the background.
Yep.
Let's just be honest. Killer Mike did a whole documentary on Netflix where he tried to be black everything and he always kept hitting walls.
Yes.
It's always
that
gonna
there's
happen.
always going to be somebody there.
It's always gonna happen.
But the thing about it is I don't want black owned businesses to forget that you're still a business
Still a
first.
business.
So when things happen as a business, you can't react the same way your normal everyday niggerdom reacts.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You have to actually sometimes step back and respond to it like a business owner. So if someone's slandering your business because they are having a bad day,
rectify it. Figure out what
happened.
Right.
How can you improve the situation and accept the fact that your business was not good that day. Correct that customer situation to at least let them know we hear you.
Right.
And we have to remember we're not going to always please everybody.
You're not supposed to.
Sometimes we do have trolls that just want to just manipulate the system for no reason.
What I tend to tell everybody, in one shape or form, all three of us has worked in some kind of a call center environment. You own the call center, you're a manager. I've damn near ran every single level of it. When we come down to metrics, when it's time for us to talk numbers, none of our numbers are 100%.
No.
That's right.
The best are we say, hey, we expect this much that you just have no control over. And a lot of black businesses need to stop thinking that they are going to be 100% the best. You're not going to get a 5-star rating every single time because there's going to be an experience that you had no control over that customer is going to say, while patronizing this business, this happened to me.
Right.
Okay. It happens to everybody's business. But then as black businesses, you cannot get upset that a black customer is the one who did that.
Right.
Okay. Because we're supporting you.
Right. And at the same time, I'm still a customer.
You're still a customer.
I'm still a customer.
Paying customer.
Paying customer.
That's the most important part.
You know.
But just so I will say this though. All money ain't good money. Just because you got money does not mean that I am obligated to do anything for you.
True, and that's what I said.
I have absolutely.
I'm getting ready, and that's what I'm saying. I'm getting ready to get there.
You can subject yourself from either going to or going through.
Right, and that's why I'm getting ready to get to the customers too, because the patrons, you black patrons.
Yeah,
I want to say it a different way, but I'm trying to be correct here now. You black patrons, and I emphasize the you. Y'all have to stop assuming that because we got the same skin tone, you're automatically entitled to special privileges.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
I used to post a thing. As a matter of fact, if you can see the background over her head, it says Black Businesses Matter. I usually have one that would say support black businesses, but I had to go get it remade and write under it without asking for a discount. Okay. I had to remake that because I tend to find a lot of times that black folks won't do business with other black folks unless they're getting something that makes their situation
beneficial.
Right.
Beneficial.
As an individual who sells egg rolls, and I've had your egg rolls, they're fire. Sometimes they're a little bit too fire, but they're fire, depending on which one you get. But I say that not out of a disrespect, but I say that out of love that for those people who want that little extra kick in their food, you're the first person I go to and say, hey, man, you want one that's going to slap you around like your mama used to. My girl got a fire-ass egg roll, okay? Or there may be somebody who wants to try a weird egg, like, hey, man, I've heard about this mac and cheese egg roll. I got somebody I'll send you over here for that for.
With the yams.
You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you want. I got somebody for everything. But I don't sit here and say, when I had her egg roll and it was too spicy, I was like, ooh, this shit was too spicy. I ain't fucking with her no more. No.
Right.
I was like, you need to warn me about that. Okay.
That one was a little spicy.
But you know what she did? She was like, you know what, Tone? This is what you do. And she gave me a whole bottle of sauce. So you put the sauce on there. Then it's gonna be a different, and it rectified it without having to
Mhm.
give up
Right.
anything outside the normal.
Mhm.
And as a regular patronizing customer, I go into everybody's business. I go to businesses all the time. Lately, Pepper Pot has become my favorite spot, probably because it's only a mile away from a job. Okay.
Right.
But I've never been in there
Yeah.
before. But if I went based off of what social media says, there are times where some people are just highly upset because they came into the establishment with an
Mhm.
attitude
Mhm.
and they
Yep.
got an attitude back.
Yep.
And then sometimes they don't understand, or they don't, check the time. Okay, what time is
Right.
it? This is a lunch rush. This is,
This is
We
right.
we as a culture need to work on being on time in general.
Mhm.
And that's the whole thing.
If you open up at 7 a.m.,
Mhm.
open up at 7.
Mhm. And
It's
Or
I'm-
if you find out that 7 to 9 is not your busiest hours,
Yep.
Mhm.
change your
change your
hours.
hours.
Yes.
Change your
Just
hours.
change your
Yeah.
hours. Nobody
Yeah.
is going to be mad at you that you didn't start opening until 9, because you, as a business owner,
Mhm.
you're actually saving money.
and that, but
Absolutely.
also just have the
Absolutely.
courtesy to
Mhm.
to let someone know, hey, I'm running a little late.
Right.
I
Right.
apologize. Life happens.
Right.
Right.
But don't have me waiting. My appointment is at 9, and I get in
Mhm.
there. I'm
And-
not getting until 11.
Right.
That's
Right.
We got to
no.
change that. We
And it's-
have
Then you
to,
want a deposit?
Right. And it's very disrespectful.
Yes.
But I think again that comes from us literally just jumping out,
Mhm.
and
no
not doing,
education.
not doing the homework.
You have like with me, I cook.
Yeah.
I do the podcast. I've also said that I want to do the customer service training. When I said that, I had a lot of people say, "Oh, there's a way that
Yes, I
that
reached
I
out
also
to you for that.
had, people that were like, "Oh, yeah, I was thinking about that too."
I feel like
Were you?
Hold
like
on now before you
I
get into yours, because I know where
okay.
you're going. I don't want to lose this one.
Okay.
You can't do that.
No.
No, and here's the reason.
Hold on.
They may not have thought of it at 1st,
Mhm.
or it may have been something that came across their mind,
Mhm.
but they didn't know how to
Absolutely.
start.
Articulate it.
And you may have given them that price, because
Mhm.
I'm a big person who I have a shit ton of ideas,
Mhm.
but sometimes my hardest thing is how to get that first step taken
Right,
care of.
right.
Now, once
And-
the first step is out there, oh, please, baby, I'm taking over the world with whatever
Right.
this idea
Okay.
is.
Mhm.
But that's just how I work. So even though, prime example, I'll be the first one to admit it, I wanted to do a whole entire award show for the city of Milwaukee solely
Mhm.
based around podcasting. I wanted to make it a huge black tie affair. Even though I got all these different resources and all these different things, I was about to make it go and just make it move. But I
Mhm.
didn't have that first step. How do I go about this? How do I get these things? How do I get this piece? I didn't have all those pieces.
Mhm.
Lucky for me, the pandemic hit, couldn't pull it off if I wanted to.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because the one thing I didn't want to do was announce it and then have to cancel it because I
Right.
didn't do my homework.
Right.
Pandemic canceled it for
I
me.
learned that the
Happy.
hard way.
What?
Don't announce nothing.
Until you at
Right.
least
And
Until-
that's what I was
until
getting ready to
You
say.
ready to bust their heads with it.
Is that
Yep.
yes, I know that there's people that have the same idea as me. I know that I'm not the only person, and I have no problem with that.
Mhm.
But my thing is that a lot of times, and this is where I have to stop myself because I get so excited
Right.
about an idea.
Yeah.
And then you never know, because really, honestly, I don't really I don't trust a lot of
Hey,
people.
Auntie Precious.
I
You
can
know what I'm
understand
saying?
that.
Yes.
I don't trust a lot of people. And there's some people who are literally preying on your downfall.
Yes.
So as you coming in and you're trying to be,
Productive.
transparent, you're trying
Yep.
to be productive, you're trying to be, I thought of this great idea, you're excited
Sharing
about it.
them.
And there's people in the background
Mhm.
that's humming, Lord, don't let
Yeah.
but
see, but
that's
you-
praying, literally
see,
praying for your
And
downfall.
what people fail to realize, if you one of God's chosen,
It's
He gonna
it's-
protect you
It don't matter.
regardless of that
Mhm.
downfall.
Mhm.
Cause you
Mhm.
karma.
Mhm.
I'm a true
Mhm.
believer of karma.
Mhm.
You do right by people.
Oh, absolutely.
At the end of the day, regardless of whatever situation,
Mhm.
it may not come today, it may
Mhm.
not come tomorrow, but it's gonna come.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So everything you do with a pure heart.
And,
Right.
And the one thing I'll piggyback on that
Mm.
is whatever you do, somebody else gonna do it,
Absolutely.
but they can never do it like you do it.
Mhm.
Okay. As
Mhm.
long as I've been in this podcasting business, I've watched people come to me talk to me as if they want to work under me and build their own brand with my help, and then to take the same information I've given them
And run off.
and run off and try to do their own.
That-
And
I never
this
understood
is I'm
that
not
part.
I'm not talking about anybody indirectly. I've seen it done so many times that you'll be surprised. And they go and do it, and within 2 steps, they realize it's way more than I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
This
do
shit is
this.
hard.
That's because
Oh,
you know
this will
why?
take time. Oh, I don't.
Because that's not their
this is my-
passion.
They-
That's not
look,
something that they believe in.
one
It's not
thing-
something that you love.
The one thing about the Black community that I need y'all to stop doing, stop hustling and start working. See, what happens is we have a natural hustler mentality. The 80s created so many hustlers where I want to get in here, get the quick dollar, get the fast money, and get out before I can get caught. Okay. And we still have this mentality, and Black people have it more than anything. The problem is we hustle without the proper steps being taken, and we hustle without putting the next person on.
Right.
Okay. That's why we have such a huge trust issue. And that's why everybody naturally either wants to pull somebody down. The crab in the barrel mentality has actually been taught to us completely wrong. Okay.
Right.
Because everybody thinks that when someone climbs up, the crab tries to pull you back down. That's not how crabs actually work.
Right.
Okay.
It's
If you've
helping
ever
them
watched a
get
group
up.
of if you've ever watched a group of crabs walk on the beach, from the beach to the ocean, they get in a line. One crab grabs the next crab, that grabs the next crab, grab the next crab, and they form a chain all the way until they make it to the ocean. Why? Because that crab in the front knows that he's responsible for making that crab in the back make it to that water. Because at any given time, a seagull can scoop down and grab one of them. But if all of y'all are connected, that means that you'll be too heavy to be lifted.
Right.
Therefore, y'all all can make it back to this water. So when a crab tries to get out the bucket, it's not because the other ones are trying to pull them down. No, they know that we don't go nowhere unless we all go somewhere. And that's the problem that the Black community has. We don't want to do nothing with everybody. We want to get out, get comfortable, and then talk about those who are not where we are.
Absolutely.
But then we also have to remember too, when it's our blessing, everybody cannot come along with
Everybody can't come along.
No, because we tend to we'll have a blessing and we'll bring somebody else with our blessing. Guess who will end up losing that blessing?
Because
we gonna lose the blessing.
That's because when you get your blessing, it's not your job to bring them to the blessing. This is the mistake we make. It's your job to teach them how you got your blessing.
But you can teach a person, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna do it the right way.
It's not your job anymore after that.
Right.
That's
after
true.
you've taught them, it definitely is not your
Jesus
job.
taught everybody how to fish.
Yeah.
And then he went on about his business.
Yes.
If you didn't have dinner that night, that's your fault.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he taught you how to
Right.
fish.
That's true.
Right.
That's
right.
right.
Because then but that's the thing with our community is that we don't have that. We don't have, I'm gonna bring my person along so that I'm gonna show them what I'm doing. So then after I show them what I'm doing, they're gonna be able to make some money for their family, and then for their family's family and family's family. So like I was reading something the other day, and it was basically talking about how with whites, if you want to think about entrepreneurship with other races, with whites, with Asians, Indians, they literally, their family is their business.
That's what I was
and they keep it within their communities.
That's what I was getting ready to
We
say.
are the only race that goes outside.
Yes.
Jewish shop with Jewish.
And let me tell you something. So I'm not gonna say any names, but there was one particular young lady who she had a business. I'm not even gonna say what the type of business that it was. She had a business and she outsourced or not outsourced, but she went through some Asians.
Okay.
All excited. Woohoo. My business about to start. When I tell you that them people pulled the rug up underneath her.
Yeah.
So quick. I'm talking about the business. And when I tell you the business still has her name on it.
You know
why? Because that's they shit.
Yeah.
And there was no contract made. There was no, you don't lawyers. You don't know any of that. There's no way that I'm gonna make or get into bed with somebody like that and not know
Whatever
or have
you
anything
do,
about
any
my
type
money.
of business. From
I need a
experience,
contract.
get a contract.
Yes.
Have
Okay,
everything written down, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Going back to your point where you said that the Black community is the only community where we don't take care of our people for long term.
Mhm.
We're the only community that was not taught to do that. Families are supposed to set the family up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's
Yes.
called generational
Mhm.
wealth. Nobody
Mhm.
this day and age set
Mhm.
anybody else up.
And it's
Now,
also called generational curses can be broke.
true. And I
So
was
we
getting
can't
I
keep dwelling on
we
that
can't.
because if we know
That's
that's what we
right.
need, what's the problem now?
That's right.
I was getting ready to say
No.
that. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I say these things not because I want to keep poking at the problem. I say these things because
For
solutions
awareness.
need
Right.
to be
Yes.
said. We need to understand that.
Mhm.
One side of the coin, yes, systematically, our
Mhm.
household was broken.
Yes.
Systematically, we'll
Yeah.
never argue that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Then you had the crack epidemic.
Yep.
Mhm.
We destroyed ourselves,
Yeah.
hands down. I don't care who put the drugs in the community.
Exactly.
We put the
Exactly.
drugs
In our bodies.
in the bodies.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
I sat here, slang some drugs, sold it to that person. That person smoked it. I destroyed that household. That's how it worked.
Mhm.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Mhm.
No, I did not sell drugs in the 80s, people. Just want to make sure I clarify that right now.
Disclaimer.
In the 80s. In the 80s.
Born in the 80s,
Yeah.
what they say.
Okay. But yes, we're damaged.
Mhm.
Okay, to the point where when Big Mama died, so did the whole entire family
Yep.
structure die.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, the
Mhm.
proverbial Big Mama died, not just
Mhm.
only Grandma, because when Grandma do really died, the whole family be like, "I ain't seen my cousin in 10 years."
Like soul food.
Right.
Just like the movie.
I'm
shit.
not-
Listen.
I don't want to go off topic, but Soul Food is a terrible ass movie.
Well, listen, I'm just
But
saying.
that's
Look
a
what
whole
happened
nother-
when Big Mama died. What happened?
Big Mama
Husbands cheating.
Big
People
husbands was
stealing
all
Shit, they was
money.
they was
Listen,
doing all that
the
with Big
kids
Mama
going-
wasn't
They was
dead.
doing that when Big Mama was
Still.
alive. The only thing that made
Right.
me mad about Soul Food was Big Mama died from diabetes.
Okay.
Okay, because they
She
was
was in
eating
there
all
eating
that food.
shit.
So when we
Soul
get
Food Sundays.
when we got to the end of the movie, what the hell did they bring back?
Soul
Eating
Food.
the same damn food that killed Big
Listen.
So I
Mama.
said not for real though.
That's a
for real.
generational curse that needs to be
Listen.
broken. I get but that was just a little bit humor right there. But no, honestly, we do. Number
We can
one.
see our comments.
Probably because people telling me to shut up. Or the system told me.
Oh, hey
Okay.
Nikki here.
She been there since the beginning.
Shanice. See? Oh, because I can't see.
No, that was on me. That was on me. But honestly, your idea of the customer service classes, I feel like it should be expanded a little bit more.
Mhm.
We need entrepreneur classes and not the ones to.
Mhm.
I know. Hold on.
Come on, because I am ready.
I got you, girl.
I'm ready.
We need entrepreneur classes that teach people how to properly start a business.
Mhm.
Not just get the basic paperwork, but
Mhm.
what's next after you
Right.
have the paperwork.
Right.
Before the paperwork.
But here's the thing.
Before we get to the paperwork, we need to work on soft skills training.
Hold on, I told you I was getting
Communication
there.
and etiquette.
That's where both of y'all come into play at.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you can get the business right, but now the business is off the ground,
Yes.
and you about to hire your first 1 to 5 employees.
Mhm.
That's when this girl come in. Like, look here, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna teach you how to be a proper manager.
It needs to be core.
Mhm.
how to be an
It's-
owner.
Yeah.
It's about
And
to
it's-
be.
How to be a-
It's
Yeah.
about to be core horse. Just know
Yeah.
that it's coming.
I know.
Yeah, and it's
We
and
got
I-
this coming.
and I think
oh my
that-
God, I
Wow,
can't
shut
wait.
I think right, and I
Can't
think
wait.
that it's it's really hard because as Black business owners, we a lot of us, we toot that and we say that
Mhm.
it's a badge of honor, and I think it absolutely is. I think it absolutely is. I love the fact that I can say that I'm a Black business owner. I love the fact that my daughter can look at me and decide I want to have my own business, and now she popping a little bit more than I am right now, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely love it.
That's motivation though, because when your
absolutely.
children see you succeeding,
Mhm.
so going back to that, my husband, his
Mhm.
entire family,
Mhm.
from his mom, his sister, his
Mhm.
dad, and
Mhm.
brother, they are all entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
Mama Elaine, her own hair shop for the past 20 plus years. Sister
Child,
Antoy,
listen.
10 plus years. His brother on the police,
Right.
and my husband is a plumber, so he comes from
Mhm.
a background of entrepreneur.
And let me tell y'all how small this city is and how important it is to just do people right. Her husband, her sister-in-law, I call her Miss Antoy.
Antoy John,
over
shout
at
out.
Transcending.
Yes.
We gonna let's sprinkle
Natural
in
hair
a couple,
care.
Yes,
Yes,
let's sprinkle in a couple
Antoy.
of black businesses.
Yes.
Antoy Irvin. She was actually one of the people that first did my hair.
Okay.
Me and my sister. She first cut my hair off into a
Okay.
pixie cut. So just knowing people. Yes, I had a pixie cut at 13, and I had finger waves at my mama wedding because I cut my hair off. My shit was down to here,
See?
and my mama came to pick me up, and she was like, "What?" Yeah, so I'll be wearing finger waves to the wedding, mama.
Listen.
But just basically, treating people right, and because you never know
who knows who
yep. and where that can take you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right. And my husband used to always tell me, because my parents both retired. My mom used to work for the state. My dad was a account executive at We Energies.
I love
so
your
I could
parents.
listen,
shout out to the parents.
Yeah, they something else, y'all. But I didn't come from how Jamil was raised, with Missy Lane. Church going, work ethic. My mom and dad went to work, but I didn't know nothing about being an entrepreneur.
Right.
And so my husband, when we got together, he started Pummel. Shout outs to 3J's Pummel, Jamil Irvin.
Period. Y'all get these names. Get these names we dropping.
And his dedication and hard work pays off. Because he's seen his mama, his sister, his brother. That goes a long way with a child to an adult.
Absolutely.
So that's why I go back to saying we have to start with the soft skills training, because not all of our youth and even adults, they don't even know how to fill out job applications, how to do resumes, how to do W-2s, fill out their taxes. So that's where that basic fundamental training starts. Once they can do that, create an email, and they email ain't nothing all
crazy. I shot the sheriff.
Right.
2135.
You want to hear something?
Gangster.
Right.
Hear something so funny. Okay. I haven't had to really do a resume in almost 10 years.
That's a blessing.
Because literally, when I got a job, I got a job.
Okay.
It's literally before I end one, I already have another one before I even walked into
it.
But at my current job, they have these soft skill classes. Things like, resume builders, proper interview techniques, things like that. Because the HR department understands that we don't want you just to stay in this one position the whole time we here.
Want you to grow.
We want you to grow.
And that's a good company, because you know what? Some companies want you to be stagnant.
Right.
Exactly.
So we had the class where they, went over some things. And because I haven't had to do a resume in so long, when they pulled up the first resume, I was like, okay, it looks like my resume. They pulled up the second resume. I was like, damn, 97% of my damn resume is missing because they've condensed everything. And it was the fact that they were going over things like people really do put whatever Gmail account or Hotmail account they created as up there instead of making a Gmail that's first name, last name at Gmail.
Yep.
You got people who are adding photos to their resumes. You got people that are giving all this extra detail of their previous work experience. In so many words, it's like people just copied and paste whatever they put in on their Indeed profile.
That's exactly what it is. And I know that from having to, being in that corporate world and being a manager over someone in the corporate world.
Yes.
And you look at how some of these people send emails and things like that. And I'm just like, what? And then having that same person transcend over to the possibility of owning a business and have to touch customers and provide a service for a customer. It's frightening, and as somebody who, I'm very, of course, because I'm that's the field that I work in. That's the field that I've been working in since I was 18. I'm very customer centric. I'm very customer service driven. I literally go by the rules.
As you should.
I literally go by the rules. So when I call somewhere, I don't even like calling places. When I call somewhere, even when I go in person, and I think that in-person customer service is even more important because you're actually touching somebody. And just because you don't know what that particular person is going through that day, you know what I'm saying? You're my customer. I don't know. You're walking into my establishment. I don't know what you're going through that day. It's my job as I am now servicing you.
Mhm.
So it is now my job to make sure that whatever it is that you're going through in that moment, I don't want to hear about it.
No.
I don't want you to tell me about it. I'm not nosy, but I want to make sure that you leave out of my
With a good
establishment with a
experience.
smile.
Yep.
I want you to feel good leaving my establishment. When people come and they pick up their food,
Mhm.
or when I'm at a pop-up shop and they get their food and then they come back to the table and be like, girl, give me 5 more.
Mhm.
I be like, shit then, come on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That
Come
makes
get 'em.
me feel good. That makes me feel good to make somebody else feel good.
I guess we have to learn consideration. Right?
We have to learn on both ends.
Yep.
It's a give and take.
Yep.
It's a give and take. You can't
People's-
serve somebody and be nasty.
We live in a society where people feel entitled,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Like they
Entitlement
like
is
you're
a motherfucker.
obligated to do anything for them. And
Ooh.
people have to realize nobody has to do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
if we choose to
Mhm.
do that, then that's fine. Yes,
Absolutely.
but let that be from my decision.
Mhm.
Don't make it seem like I'm entitled to do anything for you, because I'm not.
Absolutely, because you can't make somebody, and
Right.
just because you're my friend, I don't feel that you're entitled to I mean, I would love for you in a perfect
Mhm.
world. I would love for all of my friends to support my business, and people that I know and family members,
Yeah.
and but it I think there's a little bit of entitlement there as well.
There's a little
When-
bit of
when people
entitlement
think
on both
that-
sides. though.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
if you're my friend, yes, I want you to support me.
Absolutely.
I'm not asking. It don't have to be financially, but like I said, if I'm doing, I'll say a coat drive, a shoe drive,
Mhm.
whatever it may be. Right, I
Mhm.
got some extra coats. You need them, huh?
Or
Can you
just
pick 'em
come
up?
and work the
Right.
drive, or
Like, you need
something
me to
like
do
that.
anything?
Right.
Share, post,
But-
tag.
Right, but I think, like I said, I think that in a perfect world,
Right.
and I always say that in a perfect world,
right.
because that helps me check myself.
Yeah.
Because nothing is perfect.
Mhm.
So in a perfect world, I would love for everybody that I know, when I have a sale, to sell
They'll
me
be
out
Yeah.
immediately.
But you
But
have
that's
that though.
but that's not
So
what,
it's not like it ain't possible.
but it's not everybody that I know. There's some people that, they reach out to me. They be like, girl, I can't wait to get your food.
Mhm.
And da-da-da-da-da. We still waiting. I
Okay.
done had about 50, 11, but I'm
Okay, hold on.
okay with that.
Okay, as a guilty
Oh,
member,
here you go, Tone.
as a guilty member who on occasions have told her
Well,
that I will be patronizing her this weekend. See, what had happened was,
But see, no, what I'm
so
saying
what we're gonna
is
tell
that
her is she should have brought
I-
some egg rolls today.
hold on,
y'all
wait a
should
minute,
have. I
wait a
should have
minute.
got y'all what I
You
made
know what?
today. It was good too.
I don't always do that to her, because when she brings them,
Mhm.
it's a blessing.
Yes, that's
I'm not
true.
gonna force my blessings, because that day she bring me them egg rolls, I may be sick. Or that day she bring me them egg rolls, it wasn't her best batch. So I want her to bring the egg rolls when
when I
she
get a
feels
little tingle in my spirit and I
like
say,
bringing egg rolls.
Now
that
remember,
day.
you said that when she bring them and I just eat them and you don't get any.
Because that just happens to me that day.
Okay,
I learned to accept that.
I know I did think about bringing some food
You know
today
what I'm saying?
because I made a.
Because I love when she do it, but I don't
Okay.
I don't want to get to the point where she
You
does it all the
expected
time.
it.
I'm expecting
Right.
it. So either I'm expecting
Yeah.
it, or she ain't paying her bill because she spent it on the food, and I gotta compensate her because I did eat all the damn food.
Well,
I mean, 'cause
at least you honest.
Because
you know?
we do work on the barter
But you
system
know what?
here,
I'm
but
glad
I
you
don't
said
want
that.
food all the time. I
I'm glad
want
you-
money sometimes.
I'm glad you said that, because I do believe in bartering
Oh,
and servicing.
Absolutely, I want
And what
somebody
people
come and
found-
borrow
and I
me some
think
shit.
here's the thing. That's another thing the black community went away from.
We should get
We-
back to that. Do you
we
know how
used to
dope
be-
that is?
We used
Yeah.
to be so self-sufficient as the black community, because there will be Uncle Paul across town who was a plumber.
And we
Jake
knew
was
A
Jake
painter?
was a painter. Tom was
A
a
welder.
carpenter.
Listen.
We had Richard and Lil Day Day and them that definitely did a great job on cars, and they would all sit here
Mhm.
like, "Hey man, what you doing this way? Oh man, we finna go
Listen.
bowling." And they'd be at the bowling alley, tell, "Hey man, my muffler, man, man, I'll come on through. I'll take care of that for you.
Yes.
But could you do me a favor, dog?
Yeah.
Our
And
back
do
toilet.
that.
Can you
Yes.
take care of the back
Yes.
toilet?
Mhm.
Cool, I got you, bro."
Mhm.
And that is how they used to do.
Mhm.
Families would take care. That's another thing. We lost the black community, therefore we lost the camaraderie,
Mhm.
where we lost the capabilities of doing that.
Exactly.
We used to have no problem having somebody else doing something for us and
Mhm.
compensating for us for doing the same thing. 'Cause
Right.
I have no problem giving somebody services to record their podcast that month if they are able to compensate me with something else that is
That's
equal,
beneficial.
that is equal of value to me. Even though
Absolutely.
I got bills to pay, what
Yep.
you might do for me may save my
Save
money,
my
Yes.
money.
or I can pay
Yes.
this bill instead.
High five.
Okay.
Man,
High five. That was some
I
good
am all-
shit.
'Cause I
I'm
won't
all
lie.
for
Let's
that.
bring
I
back.
love
Let's
that.
normalize
Yes.
bartering.
Yes.
Barter
Let's
system is not-
normalize bartering.
I
And
will
it's
not
not
lie to you.
begging.
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
begging.
No,
Begging is
negotiating.
Yes. Let's be clear. Bartering is not begging.
Negotiating.
It's okay.
And
One more-
appreciating
one more
one's
time.
craft.
One more time. Bartering is not
No.
begging.
No.
It's
That
not.
means
No.
that you can't say, I want you to do something for me, and then when I do what I say I'm gonna do for you,
Yeah.
you don't give me my shit. Cause
So-
you know what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck that shit. No, just playing.
People
So, here's
gotta be
prime
mindful
example.
who you barter with
You have to
and
know
what
who
you bartering for.
You gotta understand.
Because
Okay?
Because some people ain't finna play.
Barter with your legs closed, ladies.
Some people
Well,
ain't
hold,
finna.
hold on, wait a minute.
Oh
now.
no.
Wait a minute.
Tone.
If that is all
No,
she has
no.
to offer,
That is not all she has to
That-
offer. No,
If that is
No.
all
No.
she has
That is
to
not.
offer,
that is not all she
Look,
has to offer.
So if you're telling me that a lady of the night,
You
needs
shouldn't
to-
be messing with a lady of the night.
Lady-
I may not be messing with her. I might
No,
be,
no,
she
no.
might be my neighbor.
No,
But if
no.
the lady of the night needs her car
Well, you
fixed,
don't know who's the
and
lady of the
Uncle-
night these
and
days.
Uncle Paul is a
Mm.
lonely man,
Okay.
but he's great with changing brakes.
Mm.
If she has nothing to give to him, but what she got between her legs, and he's willing to accept it to fix her muffler,
I
I
don't
feel
knock
like
the hustle.
I feel
I
like it's a
don't.
fair exchange, in my
Each
opinion.
its own. All I'm gonna say behind that is be safe.
Yeah.
Be
Each his
safe.
own.
Don't lead with your pussy, ladies.
Yeah,
Just
'cause-
say, don't
'cause
lead.
I don't
you
knock
know-
nobody hustle.
Yeah, and that's one thing.
As long
like,
as
for
you
me,
ain't killing nobody, harming nobody, and putting
Yeah.
yourself in danger. Or
Wait a minute,
nobody
hold
else.
on, no. If killing somebody is my job, because I was in the military and I got.
Oh,
these
here
things.
you
Oh,
go with these
Lord.
military stories. What
Okay,
else?
so-
What's next?
Let's okay. So we've talked about the woes. We talked about how we got started.
Yeah.
Let's clap for ourselves before
I
we
never told
actually
you
do
how I got
that.
started.
Mhm.
Okay, how you?
Because you didn't.
You did.
You did tell us how you got started.
I told you probably on the previous show. I
Oh.
didn't tell you on this episode.
Well, let's tell us. We're
Okay,
listening.
come on, talk
How
about
did I
it.
get started?
Yeah.
Yes.
I needed an avenue to compensate for my depression I was going through.
Wow.
Mm.
That's not what I remember, but I remember. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I needed it. So it was this particular point in time when I started the whole thing. Not only did I stupidly lose my part-time job,
Mhm.
not paying attention to policies and missing meetings,
Mhm.
I ended up getting let go at my main job because of my attendance, which is
Mm.
why if you ever pay attention to me, I never have more than 2 occurrences on my record. Never again. So I ended up losing
So you're
both.
smart.
Ended up losing both jobs
That shit.
simultaneously.
Call off that job.
Okay. Housing market crashed. Therefore, my mortgage went topside.
Okay.
Okay. Where I'm talking about a mortgage where I was only paying about
Upside down?
300, 500. It now jumped up to 15 because they didn't tell me how ARM loans work. So now my house is in danger. Okay. Had to make a choice where I had to go live with the wife's family or I had to go out here and sell my body next to the lady of the night.
So you sold your body.
No.
Oh.
Get it, Tom. Get it, Tom.
That's what I thought this
Get
story
it,
was
Tom.
going. Okay.
Wouldn't have been depressed if I sold it.
I thought that's
Okay.
where the story was going. Sorry, everyone.
I don't like a certain breed of non-melanated women, and that would have been my major clientele, so I couldn't did it. So I just decided to move in with my in-laws.
Okay.
But because of so many things going backwards, and the unemployment rate at that time was 9%.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Right
So-
now it's 99. But go ahead.
But it was no. Those are choices. It's a difference.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I had a staff agency.
Okay. Choices.
These PPP loans
Don't-
change all that
Listen,
unemployment.
don't nobody
these food
wanna
stamps.
work.
These,
Right.
Listen.
That's why when y'all mad at these places and y'all going to go getting this food
They
from
don't
these
wanna work.
black-owned businesses, and y'all
It's
worried
hard.
about the wait time, and y'all worried about it's taking so
Listen.
long. It's taking so long. You know why? Because nobody wants to work.
Mhm.
So there's nobody to do the job. So be patient and shut the fuck up and wait for your food.
And
Go ahead.
I'm
Sorry.
going to piggyback off that because when I was paying my staff and I was paying too much, I was told. And it don't even matter about the pay. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They just didn't want to work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the first time in the black community's history,
Okay.
we had the opportunity to absolutely do not a goddamn thing and still get everything taken care
Yes.
of.
Yes.
And a lot of people took advantage of that.
Mhm.
And still
And-
is.
But
And
here's
they
the thing.
reeling from it.
But
Mhm.
but some of them actually realized something because we did get a lot of entrepreneurs out of it.
Yes.
So
As a
something
matter of
positive.
fact, it
And that was a blessing.
actually
Yeah.
after COVID, Black entrepreneurship went up 38%.
Right.
Look at
But-
God.
But it did. And that's why I said the unemployment rate by definition is high.
Mhm.
But that's because with so many jobs in dire
Mm-hmm.
needs, a lot of companies have to restructure their ways.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
policies.
You had a lot of people quiet
Mhm.
quitting where they were just only coming in, doing what they got to do and get out. Wasn't
Mhm.
nobody doing extra work? Wasn't nobody doing overtime? Wasn't nobody doing anything to try to keep the businesses making money like they were
Mhm.
during this because they wasn't being compensated? So
Mhm.
businesses had to increase their pay.
Yep.
We had to change rules. Because the day I seen McDonald's people complain about $15 an hour and actually get it, that's when you know the world flips.
But listen, why am I gonna pay you $15 an hour and my fries is cold? I'm standing in line for 10 minutes to order a Happy Meal.
but that's again though.
But
That's
a
again
co-
though.
that's a
There's
combination
nobody
with- there's
that's
nobody
working.
there.
There's
See,
nobody
even
working.
though McDonald's has agreed, I'll give you $15 an hour. You got those people
You
who
still
used to
gotta get
get
'em in.
paid, who used to get paid 10, was like, it took you too long to give me this 15. I
but
still
see,
don't want to come
that
back.
goes
and I
back.
got a PPP.
Right.
So now I can
But-
just quit my job.
But I also say too,
And stop eating
having
McDonald's altogether.
having a business, it also plays a part on the owner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if I'm treating my employees right,
Mhm.
guess what? They gonna
Mhm.
work. They
Mhm.
gonna do what they supposed to. This is
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah.
thinking, right? If I'm
Right.
doing
Mhm.
everything
Mhm.
for my staff to make
Mhm.
sure that they are adequately have everything that they need. If they need rides to work, I was doing that. I was giving advance
and you know
paychecks.
what? And
Like,
you know what? I think that you are very you are rare because I think that there's something that a lot of business owners and I'm just gonna call a spade.
mhm.
A lot of business owners that have actual storefronts, restaurants. Some of y'all attitudes is real shitty.
Right.
Mhm.
Real shitty. So I could imagine
Mhm.
how you're talking to
your
your
staff.
employees. So just picture this. Just bear with me for a minute, y'all.
Mhm.
Just picture this. You go into work. I'm going to work that day, right?
Mhm.
I mind you, in the back of my head, I know that this person that I work for is gonna talk to me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Is a lot of times gonna probably overwork me and then sit around and not do shit
Yeah.
and complain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing what they want me to do or what the best thing for it to do. And so it's like, as business owners, we have to also understand that which is a beautiful thing that you were doing, because you also understood that the people that work for me, they have a family.
Yes.
They have a family outside
And I also
of their
used to
home.
think like at one point in time that
It
was
was
me.
me.
I ain't had no car.
Absolutely.
I'm riding around with bogus plates, no license.
Absolutely.
Trying to get gas.
Mhm.
Like you.
Yeah.
We have to put
Yeah.
ourselves not all the time,
Mhm.
but in other people's situations.
Mhm.
Because what my life may be like, it may not be
Right.
for Tone,
Mhm.
and vice versa, right?
Mhm.
So that's when it
Mhm.
comes to
Mhm.
accommodating those that deserve it.
Okay.
Right.
If I
Right.
see that you making that
Right.
effort to be like, okay, Miss Irvin, I can't make it today because I need an Uber
Mhm.
or I need
Right.
chalking. You know what? My sister, she has a daycare. Let me talk to her for a
Right,
minute.
period.
And then you need an Uber. Let me. I can take that out of your check.
But and again,
know?
that's how it should be.
It-
There's a lot that was lost.
Mhm.
All that was lost along the way, because somehow along the way,
Mhm.
everybody just started to say, you know what, it's all about me.
Self.
Right.
It's all about me.
Okay, so getting back to your point,
Mhm.
there's a phrase that has been going around probably for the last couple of years that when it was first said, it didn't make sense. It was more of an excuse.
Mhm.
But after the pandemic, people are starting to see how it matters. It's called work-life balance.
Mhm.
A lot of us, we used to
Mm.
say it like, I need to work on my work-life balance.
Yep.
Basically means we need to stop overworking ourselves
Yes.
Yep.
and start
And-
actually enjoying what we're sitting here busting our asses
Absolutely.
for.
Mhm.
And what started happening was the pandemic put a lot of companies' backs against the walls,
Mhm.
where employees, like we said, once again, I don't have to work and I can still bring home the same pay.
Mhm.
Unemployment was guaranteed, because there was a
Mhm.
point in time,
Yeah.
like if you ever had to file for unemployment, you had to go out and look for a job.
type
You had
of
to
shit.
verify it every single time.
Yep.
You had to show me proof.
Go online.
You're
and-
like, dude, you
yeah.
have to do all this. Now
Mhm.
it's to the point where it's like, oh, you don't have a job? Okay, cool, fine. Just make sure you clock in every Sunday to, account for it,
Yeah.
and we'll pay you. Not only will we pay you, they were giving more.
Extra money.
So it was
Right.
at a point in time where people were bringing home legitimately their
More
paycheck.
money.
Right.
Or more.
Yeah.
Or more.
'Cause
Yeah.
they was getting
Yeah.
that
They
little
were getting
extra.
more. So
Yep.
if you're looking at it for a whole year, I think it was even up to 18 months because they extended it for a minute.
Yep.
You can get this unemployment money and not have to do anything.
And I couldn't get
and
nothing.
still
I wish
get,
I would have been a scammer.
and I was
Listen.
Ooh, if I didn't love my job and my
Listen,
people,
because I
work
said
with,
I should
almost
apply
quit.
for a P, and another P.
I
Okay.
was going to, and I was like, you know what? No, I don't.
No,
need it. I'm
because
gonna
that'd
get
be
money.
us, the ones that
The
they
one
get
that-
it locked up.
And we the
And
ones
we the
get in
ones
trouble.
sitting.
Look,
Somebody sending us
that's what I said.
canteen
It'd
money.
be just my luck
Yes.
that the feds come knocking,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. And everybody else riding around in foreigns. And
Yeah.
Like,
So
no.
I left it alone. just left it alone because didn't just. It's too good to be true. And you know what
Right.
they say when something's too good
Yeah,
to be true.
leave it
So I
alone.
left it alone.
Mhm.
Walked away from it. But with the work-life balance situation, a lot of companies are starting to realize if you want your employees to stay,
Mhm.
you can throw money at them all you
Mhm.
want to, but if
Yeah.
you're not giving them that flexibility
Yeah.
to be able to take care of their household, their kids,
Take
allow
off
them
in
to
time.
take
Yes.
off days
Yeah.
and not be punished.
Mental
by-
health day.
Right, mental
Yeah.
health day. That's what I call.
Yes.
Anytime I take off
Yes.
work, even if I got to use personal or sick time, I
Yes.
say, "Well, why didn't you come in today? I need a mental
That
health
ain't
day."
your
I need-
goddamn business.
You don't need
Yes.
to know what I did during
Just
that
know
day.
that I took
I
off
took
that
a
day.
mental
Let me
health day.
tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I don't even do that. Why are you taking off? Because I want to.
And I have the
Listen,
capacity.
I literally just told my coworker this on Friday. I don't have a good work-life balance. I said, and why not?
That's on you.
I said, guess what? When at 4:30, guess who clocks out? Me. I'm not staying here. They talking about, oh, you know, as a manager, you're supposed to work up to 60 to 70 hours. Who the fuck says that? I don't get overtime.
I get paid salary. So if I'm
Absolutely.
not
Me too.
mistaken,
Absolutely.
my salary is calculated based on an 80-hour pay period
Yep.
Yeah.
that I get paid only twice.
Yeah.
So you want me to do 100 and that's 40 hours that don't make no damn sense.
It don't make no
It
sense.
sounds like to me what you need to do is
Put me
hire
on-
a part-timer.
No. Put me on hourly.
Put me on
If you
hourly
put me
so
on
I
hourly.
can get me some
Yes.
OT.
Right. If
Yeah.
you put me on
I've been
hourly
there all day.
Yeah.
and I keep all my benefits,
But you know what? But sometimes,
I
depending
might.
on what the circumstances is, yes, I will.
Yeah.
I will stay after. I will do what you need me to
it
do.
depends
You know what I
on
mean?
what it is.
It depends on. This is my thing. I'll stay after if I have things
Right.
I have deemed that you know what, you shit at your day because you know I work from
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
You shit at your day away. So guess what? You gonna have to stay till 5 o'clock
Yeah,
because that's my limit.
Yeah.
I will only
30 minutes.
I will only work beyond the 40 hours I've inquired is if it's still within the realms of my scope of support.
Mhm.
So if I have a job and you're telling me to do this job, and for some odd reason I couldn't get my job done within 40 hours,
Mhm.
then I maybe give you 5 or 10 more to
Okay.
get it done. Or if I have a team of people and I fucks with my team,
Yeah.
I'll do that little extra because I'll go
Right.
the extra
Right.
mile for y'all
Right.
because I know y'all
Y'all
see
gonna
what
do-
I'm
y'all
doing.
gonna do it
Y'all
for
gonna
me.
do it for
Right.
me.
As you
Right.
should.
Right.
If I say come in and say, hey fam, okay, like beginning of the month, we look like ass. I need y'all to go hard for these next 3 weeks because if we can hit these numbers, we can do this.
Yeah.
And if you do it while y'all doing this,
Mhm.
I
can
got
do
y'all
this.
on
Yep.
here on this.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we meet our goal.
Bartering.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I
Artists
tell my
Bartering.
do.
that's what I tell my
Bartering.
team all the
That's,
time.
that's
Listen.
what real hustling is.
Yeah, I said
Bartering.
we can play.
Let's
we can
negotiate,
play, but we
yes.
got to do, So let's so now I said I was gonna drop a couple of names, couple of business owners
Well, I have a few.
that we have that I wanted to
Just
drop.
ask me if somebody
um,
and I could just name them.
Okay. So first person that I want to drop is my favorite. I'm wearing her.
Ooh, that's my bad.
She is absolutely my favorite. Miss Nicole,
She gets all my money.
Marie. I know all of my money, literally. I support her heavy. I love what her brand is. I love what it speaks to. Because as y'all know, I'm a huge hip hop fan. Like I love it. So I love what her brand says. I love, because Black folks, we're a culture. We have a whole culture, and I love it. That she embodies that. So just a couple of things. So
Before we get off, Nicole. Okay.
I
First
wasn't
of all,
finna get off Nicole.
okay.
I was still on Nicole. Hold on.
I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Then you can go on your rant.
Go ahead. I'm gonna tag her in this so that she can see this. Go ahead, because we fighting over Nicole. Go ahead.
Oh, Nicole, no, I go to war for her in a heartbeat.
Go ahead though.
Okay, I will fight you. Okay.
He will
But
fight you.
the one
will.
thing,
He
what
said
I was
it.
getting ready to say is the one thing I always say when I speak about her brand. I think about all the local brands that we have here.
Mhm.
Even your friends are designer.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of people out here who will go out and who will wear what we consider name brands or
Mhm.
designers and whatnot.
Yes.
But if you ever really pay attention to me, outside of what I wear to work, Classic is always on my body.
Mhm.
At Peace is always on my body. J. Riley is always on my body.
Mhm.
I definitely have Priority on my body at times.
Shay
You
Carter.
shout out the ones that I wanted to shout out.
Shay Carter, Trey
Hey,
Fiasco.
Okay.
Y'all taking my.
Yes,
Go ahead.
listen.
You still got
I'm
Yes.
supposed to be the host.
We have a
Y'all
lot
taking
of
my people.
we have a lot of
No,
dope
no,
people in here, dude.
I know. I'm just
these
playing.
are our people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. And the reason
Well,
why
no, I'm
I
just
do
playing.
that and the reason why I rock that, because I just went down to Mississippi last
Mhm.
weekend
Mhm.
because I had to bury my grandfather.
Mhm.
I wore Classic the whole time I was down there. My kids had on Classics.
Mhm.
The family had Classics. I wear my people wherever
Mhm.
I go
Mhm.
because when I go there, they're my designer wear.
Absolutely.
I want people who's walking around with Tommy and stuff on like that. Hey fam,
Like,
where
that's
you get
dope.
that from?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where you got that? Yo, that
Mhm.
sweater is fire.
Mhm.
At Peace. Yo, that's dope how that logo is. How can I get
Mhm.
that hoodie?
Mhm.
I want my people's names to be just as big
Happiness
as anybody
wins.
else.
Absolutely.
Demaya Hall.
You know
Demaya Hall.
Yes.
Let's talk about. Oh, so I wasn't done with.
Keep going. I just want to get
So
that out.
because I love her, I made sure that I was gonna bring her. Because I do want to show this to y'all. So
I
she
supposed to got
got.
mine, but they were sold out.
Well, I got mine.
Who's
I
that from?
pre-ordered. This
Same
is
thing.
from Classic.
Still
Okay.
Classic.
Okay.
I did a whole TikTok. But she has two different sizes.
Okay.
So this is the
That's dope.
This is the bigger size.
Okay.
It literally has all type of stuff. I'll let you look at it.
Okay.
So this is a planner.
That's
I love
dope.
it. Y'all see the blueprint.
I actually
Y'all-
want that in my life
Y'all
right
see,
now.
y'all see how she, you know
So
what I mean?
You need structure. Is what you
And then
need.
there's another one.
Always
It's a
need
smaller
structure.
one. And
Okay.
then I got a little pen, and I know I love a good pen.
Okay.
Boom. So you can look that. Let me see who else. Nikki Nails.
Yes.
Right.
Kenya Holt
Nikki,
nails.
I was definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, trust and believe me, that's my sister from another mama.
So let's just name some stuff.
yeah,
Name
so-
some businesses we could just name. Some
Yeah.
stuff, people
So
that do
Nikki Nails. We got Misha Ward.
catering.
Catering.
1,700 pull up.
1,700 pull up. As
we have
well
a catering,
as, which
yeah,
I haven't
Sequoia
met there,
Davis.
as well as
Look.
Dev Hoskins,
Yep.
who
I'ma
has
just go ahead.
no fingerprints.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go ahead and just save the black people
Please.
time. Just come to Sherman Phoenix.
Absolutely.
That too.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That too.
Absolutely.
We have photography.
Come to the Black Mecca in Milwaukee,
Okay.
Mhm.
where we're looking at
Nice.
nothing but entrepreneurs from the
Yes.
top of the building to the
Nice.
bottom. Okay.
Control
Absolutely.
with Miss
Control C, mhm.
Miss Crystal.
Crystal.
I love
Happy
Miss Crystal.
birthday.
Shout out to Miss
Mhm.
Crystal. Yes, happy birthday.
Honeybee Wellness.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's
Confectionally
so
Yours.
confectionally
Yeah.
yours. It's so many.
Funky Fresh, Buffalo Balls,
Funky Fresh. What's
Junior's
the
Barbecue.
popcorn?
Lush,
It's
Body
like-
Yoga.
yeah.
We had a lot. We have a lot of bartenders too.
RBJ, Consultant,
We have
Happy
Tasha.
Days Bar upstairs.
Yeah.
Like I can go on. And
So
on.
it's so many
Yeah.
black
Ambition,
businesses,
MKE.
and
for
these
your
are good
workspace.
businesses.
Yes. I love this.
Okay, so we did our shout out. So I do want to take time because we've done some
This is
venting, we've done a lot of different things that we've
Mhm.
talked
I
about.
like this.
Let's and sometimes we say, or we hear a lot, be humble.
Yeah.
Be humble. Be humble with your success. Be humble with your success.
No.
Don't, and I, at one point I believe that. I believe let's be humble. But you know what? Now I'm to the point where I feel like it's okay to clap for yourself.
Why not? Because
It's okay to
if
clap
I
for
don't
yourself.
clap, how y'all gonna clap?
Exactly. And then and so like prime example, like and I hope she doesn't mind sharing. My mother, shout out to my mother,
Mhm.
who I love her to death. She's retiring soon.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Coming from parents that retire,
Mm-hmm.
both of my parents retired, and listen, that was one of the best things
Mm-hmm.
that both of my parents did. Right?
Yeah.
They can travel. They
Absolutely.
done moved, done built them a house.
Absolutely.
I have to keep up with my parents. I'm
Yeah.
calling them like Larry and Jeanette. Why y'all not
What you
answering the
say?
phone?
Right.
Why
Right.
y'all hitting the streets?
Right. But my point was,
Tell her
like, she's
congratulations.
retiring. Thank you. And she doesn't want to necessarily have something for herself.
Well, you better throw it.
And I'm you know, I'm
Throw
I'm
it.
thinking about it, doing something.
Yes.
But
She deserves that.
but
man.
I think that, you know, we grow up and we, you know, I want to be humble, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to say too much, but let's clap for ourselves.
Yes.
Let's clap for ourselves, and let's give ourselves
Deserving.
that motivation, because we go through so much. So Ray, what is something that you want to clap for yourself, something that you have coming up, or something that you want to shout out or talk about?
I want to first say, my husband. That's my man.
Can I get the clap?
That's my woo. I can't even. My husband, Jamil.
My bad. I was
That's
working.
my calm to my storm, everything. So I give it to him first. But I have a project I've been working on with Miss Carla Lathan. Shout out from the Silver Spring Neighborhood
I
Center.
love when you talk about what you got going
And
on.
I created my own soft skills training curriculum.
Hey, let me get a copy of that.
And shout out to Miss Carla for helping me
Damn, let me clap her down.
I want
getting
you-
that
Let me
together.
give her some air horns instead.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Miss Carla, she's super dope. We talk about businesses here in Milwaukee. She's down at the Silver Spring Neighborhood Center. You talk about you need jobs and resources and trainings, and even for business owners, if you need entrepreneurs to come work for you, like they will help you pay for that. Will pay for their employees, so that doesn't even come out your budget. Like that is somebody that you should be in contact with. But me and Miss Carla been rocking for about maybe two years now. And her and I created a soft skills training that we are going to implement, and we are going to try to get everything, like you were saying, the customer service part back to our workforce environment. So
Absolutely.
I've been working on this. Like this was almost 200 and some pages that we did. I'm trying to get it accredited.
I love it.
I've been in the scenes. Like I haven't been really like out there like lately. I've been really laid back, humbled. Like I got humbled. I'll say God humbled me in a lot of situations in my business aspect. So I started back doing that, and I'm just excited to do that. And now my sister Sherry Williams, shout out to her, she opened up her first school. So I am a assistant teacher down there with her at Universal Scholars Academy, located 5310 West North Avenue.
Period. Enroll them.
And we do the resources. I do the resources down there with our youth, and then with our K4, K5. We got to elementary.
Who doing
What's
lunch?
the age group that y'all got?
We got from K4, K5 all the way to 5th grade.
Okay.
This is her first year, so shout out again.
That's what's up.
She is her own principal of her own school. DPI is approving. Like we got dope staff, Miss Perro, we got Miss Bonds, we got Miss Allen, Miss Jones, Miss Wise. Like that is an accomplishment. You got a school,
absolutely,
your own school, a black school where we trying to build these kids up, and so I've been getting my way and enjoying what's been coming my way, but I also been like chilling too.
Yeah,
like I'm able to be like, you know what, just this ain't for me right now. I'm just gonna do this right now, and I'm okay with that.
Y'all keep calling me to come back to the streets.
I just any black business that's on my timeline, like
right,
dude, we got so many people that do different stuff. Keep going, support them, encourage them, and just don't give up. Like you always don't give up, because it be times when you want to give up. And we don't need to give up.
Right.
So,
absolutely. That's dope. I love it. I love it. I definitely I appreciate you being here. I definitely wish you nothing but success. And we will definitely link. We got some things that we've been talked about on and off. So we'll definitely be in, getting up together and we can go out and have some dinner and some drinks. And
can't drink, but can't drink.
Why you can't drink?
Can't drink.
Okay.
Can't drink.
Are you dead ass?
Well, we're trying right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I can't
right,
have no
right,
liquor.
right.
No, no, 'cause
My husband and I are
no,
trying.
'cause there's a story.
Yes,
We
yes.
know the
No,
story.
no
That's why.
liquor.
Right, that's what we both
That's
of
why
us
I'm
was
like,
like.
hold on, wait a minute.
No, we're actively trying.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I can eat now.
Oh yeah, I'm with
But
it.
yeah, no juice.
Okay,
No juice.
well then that's good.
Yeah.
Tom, what you got that you want to clap for yourself, that you
Yes.
want to be proud of yourself about?
All right. So, earlier I was talking about how I wanted to do an award show, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Specifically for the podcast.
Mhm.
I'm going to put that on the back burner.
Why?
I'm going to put the podcasting one on the back burner because the landscape of podcasting is changing.
Okay.
So I
Mhm.
need to restructure what that looks like.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not working with somebody in regards to, let me rephrase that. I might be working with somebody in regards to actually creating an award show here in the city of Milwaukee. We got to have a conversation,
Mhm.
but so far it looks like it's going to be a green light.
Mhm.
And when we finalize it, believe me, y'all gonna think it's the
That's
dopest
dope.
thing ever.
That's dope.
So
I
how
can't
soon are
wait.
you like thinking this project will come into
Right.
for us to see what your vision is? Because we give ourselves like, I'm gonna just give me 3-6 months. Do you
Right.
have a
Okay.
time frame?
So let me put it like this. I don't announce nothing until at
Thank
least
you, Cupcake.
65% complete.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that
Alright.
means that when you hear about it, because I want to say right away, it's not my original vision, it's somebody else's original vision.
Mhm.
But because we had the same idea, I have
Mhm.
no problem
Can-
working
Sharing
with
that
them.
Listen.
dream.
Listen, what you just did, that was more courageous than what most people think, because everybody be like, I did it. I
Oh,
did
yeah.
it. This my
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I did.
No.
Somebody took this,
Mhm.
for me.
Mhm.
A lot of people can't stand in the background, right?
Mhm.
Here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of giving somebody their flowers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because why are
Mhm.
we growing a garden if we're not sharing the flowers that are in them
Yes.
Absolutely.
to begin with? Number two,
Roses really
like you said
smell
earlier,
good.
this
Right.
might not be my moment. This might be their moment.
Right.
But the most important part, what I'm getting out of this
Mhm.
is what we do here.
Mhm.
You take the lead.
Mhm.
You can take the lead and get your vision out
Mhm.
there. But while you're taking the lead, I'm studying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
I'm learning
experience.
what
Uh-huh.
we doing here.
Mhm.
How does it work with my idea?
Mhm.
How do I perfect my project?
Yep.
Mhm.
How do I take what we're doing here and not only keep this as a continuously going thing, but how do I make the idea that I originally want bigger than what I thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
So
That's
it's a
dope.
give. I can help you get where you need to get to make your idea grow because I have what you, like I said, we're all,
The potential.
I'm
Right.
a barterer.
Yeah.
You, what you got, I got you, fam. But when it's time for me to pull my trigger for what I'm doing,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you definitely are the first person I'm coming
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Because
you need to
we
come
got
on-
the
come on
same
with it.
idea. So,
Mhm.
hey, bro, when we did this project over here, we did A, B, C, D. I like what we did over here, but this one, I want to do it over
I'ma do
here.
it this
I
way.
want to do this, and I want to bring this into it.
Mhm.
How we do that?
Mhm.
That's when I know you're going to make that possible.
Mhm.
Then it's like, okay, we had this person, this person, this
Mhm.
person. I like that person, but this time let's switch these roles for these two people.
Right.
Can you think we can make that happen? Psst, say less.
Right.
I'm that person who
You don't
I
always
love.
have to be the leader.
I don't want
Right.
to be
You
the
don't.
leader.
I'm okay
Right.
with being in the
Right.
background.
And some people don't understand
Yeah.
that.
Here's the funniest thing in the world, and I say this at my current job.
Uh-huh.
I'm good at my job, but I don't want to be number one.
Mm.
Because when you're number one,
They expect more.
exactly.
Ah.
When you're number two,
Ah.
you can still be as great as number one, but you
Yes.
can make all the mistakes you want to.
And pace
Mhm.
yourself.
Mhm.
You
and
can
not
do it the way
rushing.
you want it to
Yep.
do.
Right.
You can
right.
make all your noise
Mhm.
silently
Yep.
because
Mhm.
you're not number one.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
That's
see, the people be want to be in the front, right?
because they have the facade that when you're number one.
But
Yeah.
but you get in the front, guess what? You got to take that fire.
You got to take everything
And not
that comes
everybody's
with
built
it.
for
And
that.
everybody, no, they're not.
Yeah.
No, because
Mhm.
then they blame the team.
Yep.
yeah. See,
Yep.
I'm built to be number one, but I don't want it.
No.
I will encourage everybody and their mama and push them to the front of the line, and I will be there, they're hand clapping like crazy
Yep.
while I'm over here taking
Right.
3 to 4 days off in a row.
Enjoy it. I'm on a beach.
Listen.
Y'all go ahead.
Okay.
Now,
Listen
y'all
to
go
yours.
ahead.
Do it.
Yeah.
Y'all be essential to the company.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll bring y'all
I'm
back
working
a
on my
treat.
work-life balance.
Yeah.
I could be gone for a whole week and come back, and I know the company is good because y'all got y'all number ones.
We got
Mhm.
too
But
many
when-
chiefs
but
and
when
not enough
you-
Indians.
and not exactly.
that's all.
Exactly.
Some of your greatest
So-
Indians are former chiefs who knew how to step
Yes,
back.
Mhm.
a leader.
Yep. So that is awesome. I can't wait for that.
So what
I'm
you
ready
got?
To put, I'm
What
ready
you
to
got?
Put my.
She finna have a food
Excuse
truck.
me, sir. I mean, ma'am. What do you have?
She finna have a fleet of food trucks.
Really?
One gonna be
Well,
downtown.
No.
One
Are you
gonna be in
serious?
Brookfield.
No. I'm. No. It's in the. I
we
want.
saying it.
I
We
want,
claiming it.
Speaking of food trucks, shout out to Mike Mills.
Oh yeah.
He got his food truck out here cracking.
On a
Yeah.
cold,
Period.
on a
Right.
cold day.
I don't know if it's
Cold
today, but
I
I
was
know
like,
he
on a cold
recently
day?
Just
he
in
recently
general.
got his truck
I
going
was
and
like, my dog out here
yeah,
on a snow
he
day.
doing good. So shout out Mike.
I go to
Belize.
him just cause.
Right.
Yeah, let's get back to this food
Um,
truck though, Bianca.
So, well, no,
It's not the food truck. I don't know. I just jumped out the window.
Ma'am.
However, so when Glenn passed away, I decided that I wanted to do something, to kind of to help myself, grieve
Hey, Nene.
and I think. I don't know if I told you about this, but it's been 2 years,
Okay.
and I started when he passed away. I started a grief journal.
I think we did talk about this.
Yep, I started
Okay.
a grief journal. It's actually finished.
Okay.
So that I'm very proud of.
Okay. So let's get into depth about
that
this,
is finished
because everybody may not know what a grief journal is. Break that
So
down.
the grief journal is basically and of course it's titled the same, pain or purpose over pain,
Okay.
for the grief journal. And it's basically, the premise of it is, for me, I had a lot of guilt.
Okay.
I had a lot of they call it survivor's guilt.
Okay.
And so in this particular journal, it basically starts off with you remembering your loved one. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be, a loved one that you've lost. It could be a relationship. It could be a friendship.
Okay.
It could be a job, something, whatever it is that you're grieving. It starts off with that, with the remembrance of that. And then it goes into, I'm alive.
So is this
I'm
like
here.
a physical?
It's going to be a physical journal, because I like, as you can see, I like touch. I have a thing with touch.
I want to connect you with someone. Her name is Kimberly Alexander. Shout out to Kim. She has an organization called A Mother's Love.
Okay. That name sound familiar.
And because you know Kim and Prentice Alexander.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I want you to understand. Owning a podcast network,
yes,
you meet so many people that you honestly forget more people than y'all really know exist.
And the reason I'm going to connect you with her is she has an organization called A Mother's Love, and she specializes. Yes, she specializes in women who dealt with miscarriages and lost children, and that would help this right here, because she makes bundled packages. That could be something that can go in their health and wellness.
Yeah. Oh, that would be okay. Yeah, put me
but
out.
You know, connections.
Y'all see how that works? Y'all
see
how that works?
Now I remember. Okay, now I know it. That was your episode.
Yeah,
that was your episode.
On infertility.
Yes.
Yeah, infertility.
When I tell you, my girl should have won an Emmy for that episode.
Yeah, shout out to Kim.
It was a dope episode.
That's what she specializes in.
Well, I'm definitely gonna reach out to her, but that's one thing that I'm really I'm excited about. I'm nervous about it. Just because it even with me with creating it, it brought so many emotions, and so it's even hard for me to even look at it to prove. That's why it took so long.
Well, think of this. Think of all the people that you can help along the way.
Absolutely. I literally, like, I said something about it, and I had somebody else actually ask me about it.
Okay.
Maybe probably about 6 months ago, and they said, "Hey, are you still doing that grief journal?" And and I was like, "Yeah," and literally, but every time I would do it, I would cry. Okay. And every time I would do it or write a page or add a page, I would cry, and it would, and I was
Is it more about you facing your fear?
No, it's literally more just about just realizing that you survived.
Yes.
And trying to realize or figure out what that loss, that grief, how you can make something from that, how you
Mm-hmm.
can learn from that, how you can be a better person. I just put up a post today and I said that 2 years ago I was a totally different person.
Okay.
Some for the good and some for the
Different.
bad. There's a page actually in that journal that
Okay.
talks about that. Talks about you know, actually doing things because of the grief, or starting
Mm-hmm.
type of addictions, and you know, it may just be habits that
Okay.
you've started doing because of the grief that may not
Subconsciously.
be, yeah, that
Okay.
may not be the best thing for you, or something good that you've started. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I think that'd be good,
Um
Bianca. That's what's up.
so
That's dope. Have you thought about doing it for the kids too? Because we have a lot
yes.
of kids that
Yes.
need that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
what is outlet? Is
Yeah.
that what we call it? An outlet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know that, you know, he had daughters, and you know, with my children, so
I'm
that
proud
was
of you.
still
That's what's
there,
up.
you know. So that's gonna be down the line.
Okay.
I really, I love journals.
Mm-hmm.
So I, you know, even with making it, like I really, I enjoyed making it.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll be something that I can expand into.
There ain't no hopefully. You
um
will. We speak
see,
things into
and
existence.
this is why I love you, because you always just
You pour into
but
yourself, because then you will pour into others.
absolutely.
This will be here. It's here already.
Absolutely.
It's just waiting on you to just show the world.
Yeah. So now I just have to basically put it out there.
It's
get
out
it,
here,
you know,
y'all. It's
all of
already
that.
out here. Ain't no basically. It's out here. Be looking for this journal, y'all. Paid over purpose.
Right.
We live, baby, so it's out there.
Thank you,
This
Tom.
is true. So you know, I'll end up putting that information out there to do pre-orders.
Okay.
You know, I asked a couple of people, you know, do I just buy the journals and just, you know, and just have them sitting in my thing? Like, how do I do this? So,
Man,
you know,
you
I
can
reached
have a
out to a couple
whole
people.
man. You can have
and,
a whole
I-
networking event of just health and wellness.
Yeah.
And with the health and wellness, this is what comes
Look,
with it. Like,
this
don't start.
this why I like
don't-
Ray.
Come on
This
now.
why I like Ray. We'll talk
Yeah,
Ray.
I'm gonna
But
stop.
but I definitely I thank you too for joining us.
Thank you
Tone,
for
you
having
really
me.
ain't had no
Tone, I missed you. I
he
haven't
re-
seen
Tone
you
ain't
in
really
years.
got no he really ain't had no
It's
choice.
been 30 years since I've seen Tone,
You
y'all.
choose not to come
Don't
around.
start.
I'm
Let's
in the
not do that.
same place I was at.
That's not what we finna do
the
on live.
last
We're
time.
not. We're not.
The
said
same
not on
day.
live.
Yeah, we're not
please.
gonna do that, Tone.
Right. So I definitely
I missed you too.
appreciate y'all, everybody who watched. Definitely appreciate y'all. For our next topics, I'm always looking for, because I don't like just sitting here talking to myself.
Mhm.
So next topics, anybody who wants to join, you know, definitely come on in. As they stated, you might get a couple egg rolls, you might get a meal. Who knows? Might get a drink. Who knows? But definitely, you know, I definitely appreciate the platform.
It's a blessing.
It's definitely a blessing. So thank y'all so much.
Thank
Peace
you guys for tuning in. Good
out.
night.
Thank you.